Hey everyone, this is Austin Schur here with We Write About Music, and today I am thrilled to have back on again Emilia Vaughn. She has two new singles, sort of, since we last spoke. One is called French Film, and the other is about to release. It's called Dead Bouquets. Amelia, thank you so much for taking the time. How are you?
Yeah, thank you so much for having me on again. It's great to be back. I'm doing good. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. It's been
Nice.
it's been a little bit rough going to college because I just went through a breakup, but I've
Oh,
written so many songs since then. So I have a lot to release, so that's good. But yeah, I've just been enjoying my life in Boston now. That's where I go to school. I go to Berklee College of Music and yeah, just learning more about my craft and it's been great.
I always apologize for the breakups, but at the same time, there's never better fuel for music making than there
I
is.
know, yeah.
It's
I
this
know, there's
necessary evil of life, unfortunately.
yeah, there's been a lot to write songs about, so I've definitely had some, like, inspiration and ideas. So,
Cool.
yeah.
Well, yeah, we don't need to harp too much on that. But we
Yeah.
have a lot else to talk about here. Last time we spoke, which was about 5 months ago, almost to the day, we spoke all about your last EP, and you were just about to release French Film, which now has been released and it's out into the world, and I've got nothing but positive things to say about it. But then you've also got this other song, Dead Bouquets, which is about to release on the 23rd, just a few days from now.
Mhm.
And so let's start with French film because we didn't get to speak on it because I hadn't heard it last time. But now I've got
Yes.
you. So I want to hear all about it. What is that
So
song about? What does it represent for you?
so French Film is a song that I wrote for one of my really close friends, and it was about a breakup that she went through, and it's basically about this boy who was not treating her right. And she was also just going through a tough time. I say tough time in my song too, but, a tough time with her grandma passing away, and there's just, like, a lot of, negative happening in her life, so I decided I wanted to write a song for her about it, and then I ended up showing it to her, and she loved it a lot, and I don't know, I love in my music to, like, put little, like, Easter eggs of, like, things that, like, are important to, like, the person, like, if I'm writing about someone else, so her grandma's favorite flower was, wildflowers, so in the
Okay.
chorus of French Film, I had to, like, talk about wildflowers, so I added that in there, and then French Film, like, the idea around it is, her, like, boyfriend at the time really loved French films, like, that was his thing, like, he was really into cinema, so the idea was like, "Oh, we won't be able to watch that French film we were talking about watching."
Super cool
So,
film bro guy.
yeah, he was a cinema guy.
Lovely. Well, the song obviously turned out beautifully. Even if you take the message away from it, it's just a fantastic listen. Obviously, you're the focal point of the song, but even the production is like this beautiful,
Oh, yes.
expansive, total cinematic listening experience, which I don't know if I haven't, I'm not too familiar with French films myself, but I assume that you could just copy and paste this into any movie and it would fit quite nicely.
No, thank you so much. Yes, Robbie, my producer did a great job on that
Yeah,
one. Yeah.
totally.
I had a vision and he really made it come to life, so
Nice. And then, okay, so let's talk about Dead Bouquets. This song is coming out 3 days from now. And I want to know, obviously, what it's about, but I also want to know, like, do you feel that you've felt like musical growth since then in creating and your process wise?
yes, definitely. Yeah, just getting older and learning more about music and especially coming to a school that has, like, songwriting classes and teachers who have worked with a lot of amazing people. It's been crazy to share my craft and get feedback and I'm just like, as I grow, I listen to new music every day and I find new musicians every day, which I feel like everyone does,
Of
no
course.
matter how old or the young they are. So I've been inspired by a lot of different musicians. I remember last time I said Bia Badoobie, and now I
I
still love
remember
her.
that.
Yeah, I still love her,
Is
and I'm
continuing to blow up to epic
yeah,
proportions, which is
she
wild.
is, but yeah, um, I've been listening to a lot of Lizzie McAlpine recently, if you know who she is too. She's really cool. She's kind
Oh,
of like, Phoebe Bridgers type, like, very acoustic singer-songwriter, so
Okay.
I've been trying to incorporate kinda like Bia Badoobi's, like, weird sounds with, like, Lizzie McAlpine's, like, really good, like, melodies and, like, choruses and, like so, yeah, that's what I'm trying to do right now, but so
Easier
far
said
it's
than
been good.
done because making new music and new sounds nowadays truly is a feat in its own.
Yeah, it's
But
hard.
without blowing your ego up too much, which is kind of what I'm doing, but like no shame on my end because I truly do love this. French film really does feel original and fresh. And I say that
Mhm.
as sincere as possible. Like there's something about it, especially in the production end and just kind of like easiness of listening, like it flows so well where yeah, it may pull influences from other artists, but at the same time it doesn't sound anything like them. So
Yeah,
honestly
that's
love what
great.
you're doing. Another thing I really would love to know about is like genre wise, style wise, are we going to be hearing the growth in Dead Bouquets in terms of like the overall sound?
Definitely, there's gonna be a lot more rock inspiration. There's a lot of, like,
Okay.
drums and electric guitar and Dead Bouquets, but still with a very alternative, cool, like, weird sounds, which I love. Doing that song, I really, like, wanted it to sound like something like Be a Badooby type vibes, so I definitely, like I don't know, when I do, like, write a song, I kind of, like, imagine, like, an artist, like, singing it that I like, and it helps me write it because I'm like, "Oh, wait, this sounds good with their voice because I don't really like my voice that much,
I don't
but
think
I like
anyone likes their voice that
yeah, I don't think
much.
anyone likes their voice, but
No.
yeah. So I'm just really excited for everyone to hear the new rock side, I guess.
Okay.
Just a lot more indie and rock, so
Sweet.
yeah.
I'm fully into it. Now you're also in this super interesting situation where you're at one of the most prestigious music schools like in the US. And I've had the opportunity to speak with others that have went and they've always shared insight. But like considering you're fresh at the school, what are some things that you've learned? Like what kind of classes are you taking? How is it helping and benefiting you?
Okay, so since I've
Where is
gotten
your tuition money going? That's what I want.
oh, yeah. It's a lot of money, but
Yeah,
it's going into good places. Berkeley, I think people go here, like, 1, for learning about, like, their craft and getting better at what they do, but I think the second thing is all the connections that are here and all, like, the crazy people that teach here and go here and know, like, so many people and, like, have all of my teachers, like, have won Grammys, and it's, like, so weird, and so it's just crazy to be in this environment where everyone, like, wants to do what you do and everyone has the same, like, goals and ambitions as you, and sometimes that can get a little bit competitive with some people, but
totally.
yeah, the more you just collaborate and be open, it's you just, like I don't know, it's less of a competition and more of just, like, an experience because everyone's gonna grow and produce music at their own rate, so
True.
but some classes that I'm taking are ear training where we basically have to, like, sing, like, out sheet music and, like, know
Sure.
solfege, which is, like, the do, re, mi, fa, so, like,
Sure, sure, sure.
that, and then I'm taking MAT, which is a production class where I'm
Yeah,
learning about production more in detail. I'm taking, um, a private vocal lesson every week where we work on, like, classical pieces, but also, traditional pieces and, like, my own music. I'm taking just, like, regular classes, like
yeah,
college writing, but yeah, those
yeah,
are, like, some
of
of the
course.
most important ones.
That makes sense. Honestly, like you brought up the best point here is yeah, there's tons of music schools and they can only teach you so much to like your abilities, but it's so much so like about networking and meeting people and
Mhm.
making connections and collaborating and doing that whole thing. And it's like you never know the person that you're sitting next to where they're going to be in 5 years. And just being
Yeah.
nice and cracking a smile could really change the trajectory of
Mhm.
your music. Kind of feels like that's the way the music industry is nowadays. It's not so much how talented you are, even though that matters, rather who you know and where they can get you. So,
Exactly, yes. Mhm.
the incentive to be a nice person.
Yeah, I know. It's
Totally.
important.
Well, without taking too much, attention away from these two songs, it sounds like you're kind of the artist that is always working towards the next thing, putting things together, demos. Do you have plans for next release?
Next release. So I actually put together kind of like an EP, but since
Oh,
I'm in college, we're gonna release them as singles,
makes
just like one
sense.
after another. So it's more so we just have content, to keep.
Yeah,
But I'm going back for spring break pretty soon, so I'm gonna keep making stuff. But a lot of the content that I had recorded previously and like I'm now releasing is definitely very, like, oh, like, romantic I love you vibes. Cause like, I had a boyfriend at the time, but now the stuff I'm writing now is very, like not, like, angry, but
sure.
very emotional, and I feel like people will be able to relate to it a lot.
Okay.
So I'm yeah, I'm excited for that, and so I'm gonna produce all of that with Robbie, hopefully, when I'm back, and we're just gonna, like, go into it, like, full days at the studio, just smashing them out.
Well, that actually kind of brings up an interesting point, especially when you're making music that not only kind of transcends genres from nice and romantic to more, I'm not going to say grungy, but like more on the edgy end, maybe.
Mhm.
Does your process change? Does it always start with songwriting or does it just start wherever it starts?
Honestly, um, that's a good question. I feel like usually when I'm in like a state where I'm like, okay, I'm going to songwrite today,
Yeah.
I usually just start with like the chords and the melody, and then the lyrics kind of like come with the melody. And I put them down like, oh, this rhyme with this. Like I go on like rhyme zone to like get some
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
rhymes. Like, but then but when I'm just, like, in a really emotional state and, like, right after a situation happens, I definitely just go straight into writing a song, and it definitely comes more naturally, and the lyrics and the melody and everything just flows.
Okay.
'Cause I feel like I'm in such, like, a emotional, like, state that I just push it out so much more easily than yeah,
No, that's a great
than not
answer.
being in that state.
No, 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 I think that's the way to do it. Everyone that I talk to is like, and it kind of just makes sense in general. When you're trying to make music, the music isn't just going to come naturally. You have to live your life and feel things and experience things, and then it just kind of flows out however it does.
Mhm.
And it makes for more non-manufactured music, which is obviously a problem in the music industry
Yes.
nowadays. Is like, let me take whatever current event or topic of the week is popular and craft something around it.
Mhm.
But there's just so much more emotion in something like, again, breakups suck. We've all been there in some
Yes.
way, but like it makes for the best music and the music that just you're making music for other people to rely on and like
Mhm.
relate to,
Definitely.
which is yeah. So that's something. Now I know that you're at school and you don't live in Boston, but like, are you playing shows? Is that something that you are doing or would like to do?
It is definitely something I'd like to do,
Okay.
even just accompanying for singers at my
Oh yeah,
school, because I also play, piano and guitar would be
nice.
it's just, like, a great way to make money here, but, I haven't started yet just because my classes have been so crazy, and I've just been getting used to just living here and meeting new people, but definitely, I really wanna get into the gig scene because I think it'll help me make money, then I can afford an apartment and just supporting my music career even further.
Totally.
So yeah, I'm excited to get into that gig scene, so I'm excited.
Totally. Well, then, hypothetically speaking, out of your catalog so far, what's the one song you think is the song to bring people in? The song that's going to get them off their phones to really pay attention to you?
Oh my goodness, usually in, like, my past when I've performed live, it's been this song that I wrote called "Missed My Flight."
Okay.
That one's a really fun one because it's on piano, it's very, like, upbeat and, like, jazzy, so I really love leading in with that one because it keeps people focused and, on me, or not on me, but, like, less on their phones and their music or on their
Totally.
they're, like, talking and
Anything.
conversation because and food because I usually just play in, like, the background while people eat, but,
Yeah.
people have seemed to really love, "Miss My Flight," and definitely coming up Dead Bouquets is gonna be a really fun one to play live
Okay.
because I don't know, I've played it live before, and the feedback I've gotten on it was really good. Just the people love, like, the melodies and, like, the kinda, like, weird, cool chords that I came up with, so, yeah, definitely Dead Bouquets.
Well, I think that's the ultimate test is like if someone is enjoying their food and you can distract them from their amazing food, clearly you're doing something right. And
I
that's,
know,
you know what I
yes.
mean?
Yes, hopefully.
I know, for real. Well, last time we spoke was sort of towards the end of the year in September. Now I consider us still be very much at the top of the year. New year, new hopes, new goals. What are some things that you would like to see happen by the end of this year? Whether it be things that are currently in the works or things that you would just love to see.
That's a hard one. I definitely have a lot of goals and things that I would love to see, but the top are probably having one of my songs played on the radio at some point, and we're working on that right now, but that would be just, like, an awesome accomplishment to have and, like, a memorable one. Not even just for the year, but, like, in my life. Um, Second goal, I have, like, a lot of personal goals, just being more
Yeah.
confident and secure with, like, my writing and because there's a lot of good people that go to Berklee and, like, there's a lot of competition, but just focusing and staying in your lane and knowing that, like, you're on your own journey. And then the third one is just writing songs every day and making sure that with all my homework, I do have a lot of, like, music homework and
Right.
writing, but just to make sure I'm always writing and coming down to these little practice rooms every day and just, like, spending at least, like, an hour a day writing some songs, like, whether they're great or horrible.
That's the thing is, you know what? You have all this time. You're obviously surrounding yourself with music. But like you also need to make time for yourself. And again, it goes down to those experiences and living your life and not fully enthralling yourself into it too much to where like you're out of the equation, if that sort of makes
Mhm.
sense. But also enjoying it because so much of the amazingness of making music is it not feeling like a job and it just come naturally. So
Yes,
I don't know.
exactly.
Listen, a year is a long time, whether it zooms by or not. I
Yeah.
constantly feel you write 2 or 3 songs a day or whatever you're doing, you're gonna have a hit on your hands. Um,
Mhm.
I also think your music, just in general, is like it doesn't, and I say this in the best way possible, does not have that mainstream appeal to it. Although I do think like, yeah, some of these songs are radio ready. For example, French Film feels like this really like dark alternative, but the type of person that enjoys it is going to love it and project it more than others.
Yeah. We're
So,
really trying to push French film for radio,
as you should.
so yeah, I'm
Love
excited.
I have a couple more questions for you. We spoke a little bit on this last time, and it's a little bit, about like your preferences of music, but there's always new things coming out. So, what have you been listening to? What have you been enjoying? And what can you recommend?
Oh my goodness, that's so hard. Well, like I said, I've been listening to a lot of Lizzie McAlpine and
Right?
John Mayer, and I think I've been listening to them because they're actually graduates of my school.
Get
So
out. I didn't know that.
yeah, I know they both went to Berkeley, so
Wow.
I know I've just been listening to their stuff and really like taking that in because it's cool to like see like, oh, they've been in the rooms and like
Yeah,
the
that's
scene
like
that
so,
I've
so
been in.
inspiring.
Yeah, it's so inspiring. So I've been listening to a lot of them and just getting to know their style and their craft, which is really cool. And I don't know, I'm really appreciating more like singer-songwriter stuff.
Yeah.
I remember we talked about Jack Antonoff last time, and I actually checked out Steel Train, and there's a song that I like really like.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Awesome.
I'm oh my gosh, I need to try to find it really quick because it was so good.
Take all the time in the world for Steel Train.
Steel Train. Oh yeah, it was Fall Asleep, that one. That
Yes.
one's really good.
Yes.
I love like the it was just so different. I was like, "Whoa."
Yeah.
So and like the
Musical genius.
piano in it, it was yeah, so and I've been checking out like a lot of Steel Train, I guess, too, like since we
Cool.
last talked. Thank you for that,
Always. Well, I'll hit you with
yeah.
another one. Have you ever heard of the format?
Mm-mm.
Oh, geez. Just
Okay, I'll write that
enjoy your ride of the format. It's So how I heard of the format was, the band Fun.
Yes, I do.
Okay, so that was this guy named Nate Roos and Jack Antonoff and one other guy in a band. And I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. I need to know everything they've ever been a part of. Nate, the lead singer of Fun, was in a band before that called The Format, and it is like potentially the greatest pop music that ever lived. So
Really? Oh my
just
gosh, I
the
need to
most
check that out.
intensely unique melodies and just like it is the definition of euphoric music. So I think
Wow.
you will like that. And next time we talk, you will be like, I love The Format. Or you could just
Oh my gosh,
send me a
probably.
message on Instagram, whatever, and be like, oh my God, thank you. Because yeah, everyone I show is like, yeah, awesome.
Oh
Cool.
my gosh, I'll definitely check that out.
You'll love it. Okay, Amelia, my last question for you here is the same as last time. There's always new people listening. So I want to know for the person that's going to discover you from this, what is an opening message you'd like to say to them before they listen to your music for the first time?
An opening message I'd like to say. Oh
Yes.
my goodness, I forgot what I said last time, but it was
Good.
probably something around
That's a good thing because you'll
the
go back
same
and you'll be like, what was
yeah.
I thinking?
Um, I would just say, "Hello, I'm Amelia, and my whole process and why I do music is very personal to me, and it's not something that I ever, like, expected would be like this because I don't know, I just, like, need music to survive, and I think it's, like, a mental health thing for me that, I think I was born to help other people with their mental health and their disabilities and just getting them through that, and I remember when I was little, I used to listen to a singer named Dottie a lot, and she also helps with mental health awareness, and she really inspired me, like, growing up from definitely, like, 10 to, like, 12, 13 to
Sure.
be this bigger person and help people that have anxiety and depression and other illnesses because I relate to that, and I think a lot of people nowadays have those illnesses, and it's more in the light, and so it's just important to me to take people's pain and instead of creating something sad and, like, kind of, like, not good, just to create, like, flowers from the pain, that's what I always say, like and it's important to do, and it may be hard, but just to always keep your head up and keep going even though people in your life will do you wrong and friends will stab you in the back, but just always just come back and be the bigger person and create something beautiful out of a bad thing.
I mean, that's about as good as it gets right there. Now I'm gonna have to go back and listen to your last message because I feel like
Yeah.
that topped it for sure.
Oh, really? Okay,
I mean,
good.
it felt like it did. It felt as sincere as possible. So
Yeah, I was
that's
just, like, just saying what was on my mind.
what it's all about. Amelia, please let me plug your music for you again here. If you guys missed it the first time around, there's two songs. One is called French Film, one is called Dead Bouquets. That one will be out by the time this comes out. But I also urge you to listen to the rest because it's all amazing. We'll have the links so you can listen and share and follow along and do all that fun stuff. But Amelia, seriously, thank you so much for taking the time. Another great conversation.
Great, thank you so much for having me.
You're so welcome. Have a great rest of your day. Stay warm, and I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you so much, have a good day.
You too. Bye bye.
Bye.